You're watching the SCAC Player of the Week interviews. It's week 7 of the 2021 SCAC Women's Track and Field season. And today we're joined by the Women's Field Athlete of the Week, sophomore thrower Kierra Francois of the Trinity University Tigers. And Kierra, congratulations and thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Kierra, just over a week away from the SCAC Championships, this Tiger track and field squad coming off a strong weekend at the University Incarnate Ward Invite this past week. Sort of speak to how this group has come together as the season has unfolded. Where's the confidence level at with this team, and what has sort of, I guess, impressed you with this group as we've kind of started to narrow the focus for the SCAC Championships in just over a week?
Personally, I think that everyone's confidence levels are pretty high. And then given that this past week, you just said we all came off pretty strong. There were a lot of PRs. We're all very competitive. So I know that's really going to push everyone else to try to do their absolute best at these next like 10, 20 days till SCAC. So I think we're all pretty excited with it. I'm very excited.
Kierra, individually, you had a monster weekend, 4 new PRs, a school record. You get the school record in the hammer throw with a mark of 41.75 meters, then PRs in the javelin, 21.75 meters, the discus, 36.80 meters, and the shot, 10.07 meters. A busy but very successful weekend for you, Kierra. Sort of take me through those events. How were you able to be so successful out there for the Tigers, and you know, what kind of confidence does it give you individually moving forward here?
It gave me a lot of confidence because I feel like, especially with hammer, since I broke the school record with the other 3, I feel like I'm like at like a precipice of getting farther with all of my throws, and then just going through my throws for that week. Personally, whenever I get into the ring or onto the drab runway, like I really have to like center myself and calm down and take a breath because my mind likes to go 90 miles a minute. So I really have to take that breath, calm down, and then start my throw before I begin anything. But again, that's really how my throws go. And all those PRs, I'm very confident now because for the past couple of weeks, I have not been hitting any PRs. It was like, I'm right there, but I couldn't like get past any of them. So just breaking those PRs and with the new PRs I have, my confidence is very high, and I'm very excited for this next week and everything.
Kierra, obviously a ton of success this past weekend in all those events, but I'm curious, that's a busy, couple of events, days for you, 4 big throws. How do you prepare for a weekend like that, for a meet like that? I would imagine there's some basic similarities between all those events, but how do you sort of ration out your timing for your training? What is it for you that throughout the course of the week helps get you prepared to be at your best during a meet on the weekend?
Well, like you said, I do throw all 4 events, so I really have to prioritize at the beginning of the week. Whichever one I felt like the best was that past weekend, whichever one I feel like I could learn something new that I could solidify and like my movements for like all of the throws. I prepare that at the beginning of the week, and on Monday or Tuesday, I'll do like a bunch of heavy throws for like 2 or 3 events, and then Wednesday and Thursday, I'll lighten it up. Oh goodness, I'll lighten it up, and it really helps with my coach because I can't go out and usually throw by myself and like know exactly what I'm doing. Like I can pinpoint some things, but I can't usually see all of it. And so it really helps that my coach is there to help me out and is able to point out the little things that I can't personally see myself. And then like I practice, or like I was saying at the events, like I have to take a breath to calm down. Like at practice, I sometimes forget to do that. So my coach is really helpful with telling me, okay, concentrate on one thing and one throw. You really need and like for each throw, there's just like so much information that you have to process just going through the ring and like going through the ring or going through the runway. Like the amount, like it's a short amount of time, but the amount of thoughts that you have in that time is a lot. So you really have to narrow it down to one before you actually start, so you don't like go too crazy or you lose track of everything else. So you really have to concentrate on a few things at one time instead of like everything at once, because then you're just overwhelmed.
And finally, Kierra, as we wrap things up, we've started to talk about it a little bit, but the SCAC Championships just over a week away. Sort of take me through this next 8 to 10 days. What does it look like for you? How do you make sure that you're as prepared as you possibly can be heading into your first SCAC Championships?
Yes, this is my very first SCAC championship because last year we had COVID and it knocked everything out. But I'm going to take this day by day and I'm going to try to center my mind, like starting today and through this Kingsville meet and through this entire next week. I'm just gonna have to center myself and go, not have like I was saying earlier, I can't have too many thoughts at once or everything will go kind of haywire. So I'll have to concentrate on a few things at once. I won't be able to get too excited because if I get too excited, again, everything will go haywire. So I'll have to be calm, cool, and collected as I go into this because it's my first one and it's gonna be stressing me out just a little bit. So I'm gonna really have to concentrate on my mindset, really. Mhm.
A native of Houston, Texas, and this week's SCAC Women's Field Athlete of the Week for the Week 7 of the 2021 SCAC track and field season. Sophomore thrower Kierra Francois of the Trinity University Tigers. Kierra, again, congratulations on your honor and best of luck as you continue to move forward throughout your sophomore season.
Thank you so much.